Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field from San Antonio, Texas, Crossmen.
I just love the sound of that, so that you know. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Bones Hour, otherwise known as the Crossmen Show, where all you'll find out is about Crossmen, DCI, and the upcoming drumline battle on June 13th. I've got two very handsome young men, and they're looking around like, what? They're very astute. They're very handsome. Both of them here is sponsored by Paul Mitchell. I love it. I got Joel in the house. Hi, Joel. How are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
He's got his radio voice. Oh, I'm good. How are you today? Enrico.
How's it going?
How's it going? It's going good. So we're talking about it, and they just woke up from their naps, being told. And they're looking like, yeah, right. That doesn't happen that way. First and foremost, welcome everybody. Thanks for listening. If you're in a chat with us, there's a little chat button on your Spreaker.com. The user, of course, is I Speak For You. And there's a little chat button on there, and you can chat with us, with the guys. Everybody's going to be chatting with us here very soon. This has gone on Twitter. It's gone on Facebook. But, of course, the Crossmen, Texas is the only world-class drum corps based out of San Antonio. And we're looking for a home next week. If anybody has a housing site they would like to offer up, we'll give you some promotional gifts, I will say. Joel, is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah, we've got a couple things to work out, but feel comfortable that we will get a housing site secured soon. So most of it's just waiting on the final details of stuff. So
there you go.
Yep.
You're so soft-spoken, so you know. Then we got the future Crossmen running in and out of the house right now. Yes, ma'am. I know, I saw that. You can go throw that away. We don't eat pizza nor wings. She's like, what? Anyway, so the Crossmen, what is going on, latest and greatest with the Crossmen? What is happening next week? Big week, of course, the camp. And there's something else going on.
Yes, we're excited. We do have camp next weekend, another rehearsal camp for Crossmen, which will be our drill camp. Mike Hardiak came in last camp. He is our drill designer for 2014. He came in last camp and got a chance to check out the Crossmen machine, kind of see how things work. And he was really, really excited about working with the Corps, and we're really excited to have him. So he'll be in next weekend. We have drill to learn for our opener, which we're really excited about. Also, on Friday night of camp, we will be performing the national anthem at the Rangers versus the Astros game here in San Antonio. San Antonio does a big league weekend at the Alamo Dome, and they turn the whole Alamo Dome into a baseball diamond. And we are fortunate, as Texas's only world-class drum corps, to perform for that event on Friday night. So we were really excited about that. It kind of worked out because it was on a camp weekend, so it makes it easier. So we should have about 65 of our members arriving in time for camp that will be able to make it over there for the event and perform. So we're excited. We actually are going to do an exhibition slightly before the time for the national anthem, so we'll play some Russian Christmas music.
Awesome.
Which will be really cool. And then they have some other events, parachuters and the Clydesdales and all the pregame stuff for the baseball game, and then the Crossmen will perform the national anthem. So we're excited about that, and again, just another opportunity for Crossmen to perform and be seen at a community event in San Antonio. That's sort of always one of our goals, is to be seen as much as possible so people know that we're here and hopefully put us on the map even more than we already are. So we're excited. Should be a good weekend next weekend. A lot of logistics to figure out, but we got it taken care of. So.
And then, obviously being in Major League Baseball, it's huge already. Then you throw something even bigger than Major League Baseball, the Crossmen, into it, and it makes it even greater.
Yeah, marching music's Major League, performing for Major League Baseball.
Oh,
so
write that down. Write that down. So That's gonna be fun logistically wise because so many people come in from all around the country for the game, and then obviously at the Alamo Dome, we're not gonna be able to pull all the trailers and stuff down there. Obviously,
No, we'll. Right now, the plan is to meet at camp and then transport ourselves over there. Pretty much already in uniform,
right?
And with instruments in whatever way we can transport them there. But yeah, we won't bring the semi trailer down to the stadium. There's just not room for us. And then essentially move into the stadium, do our performance, and then move out and go back to camp, and then kind of resume our normal operations for the weekend. And yeah, so it should be a good weekend.
Well, there's a Toyota RAV4 out there to hold one tuba, I believe. But but no, yeah, I'll definitely be there, and I'll be helping out logistically wise, whatever needs to be done. Again, folks, come on out to San Antonio, the Alamo Dome next Friday night. Watch the Crossmen perform and have a good time. Rico, what do you got on the computer over there? What are you doing?
Well, putting together a couple of things for our MMX. It's our big kickoff event, June 13th.
Yes.
At the Blossom Athletic Center. We're going to premiere our 2014 production. And I also got word that we can officially announce that the Guardians will be performing as well. They helped us out and performed last year, and they're going to be competing as well on the field, maybe doing a little standstill. Drumline's going to come out and do a little drumline battle. So it's great that we're going to have those guys in again, just putting together some stuff to make sure they're taken care of when they get here, and putting some promotional stuff out that hopefully will get out to everybody soon.
Yeah, because Jonathan, their director, is a young guy and has done so much. I mean, obviously, you look on their Facebook. They just had a great camp this past weekend. So much going on with the Guardians. And we applaud all the work that he's done and everything, because it's one of those things, and you guys know, that people are like, oh, it can't be done. You can't do it. You can't do it. And he's like, oh, I'm going to prove you wrong. And he did it. So
yeah, he's done a great job, and we've gotten a chance to chat on a couple occasions at our DCI annual meeting, and seems like there's a lot of really good things going on. And Dave Edelman was down. He's the open class coordinator for DCI to do their evaluation last week, and seems like things went really well. So they're off to the races, and I think they're going to do a small tour this year, and just taking the right steps towards growing their operation even more too. So, we wish him the best, and we're glad that he's going to be part of our MMX event. Yeah,
the MMX folks, of course, huge weekend here in San Antonio, June 13th and 14th. And I say the 14th because you're going to hear the commercial in just a second about the 2-mile run that Joel is the defending champion from. Actually, no, he's not. Gavin James ran a 5:48 last year. But this year we're throwing some money down on the table for any young man that runs under a 4:30 mile is going to get $200 cash. Any young lady that's run under a 5 minutes is going to get $200 cash. First Crossman member, alumni, active, it doesn't matter, or 151, if they run first Crossman will get $100 cash. First Crossman male and Crossman female, $100 cash. So basically, it's $200 for first male under 4:30, first female under 5, $200. First male Crossman member, doesn't matter, active, alumni, or 151, you're going to get $100. Look at Rico.
That's not running.
That's good. I'm going to start training. And then first female Crossman, alumni, active, or 151, is going to get $100 too. So there's going to be some money involved.
Yeah, it's a really great weekend. We were kind of talking in the office the other day. It's just so much that happens that week, because in addition to our normal spring training operations and getting the Corps ready to go on tour and preparing our program, we have the MMX, we have the Fun Run, we have our Drum Major Experience Camp. We have our Experience Day that we invite folks to. Part of the MMX has the Drumline Battle. We have just so many things and so many events going on. It's a very, very busy time for the Corps, but it's really a great opportunity to get a lot of people involved in a performance level, and we want to see as many people in the stands as possible for our MMX event and our Fun Run. And then we take off on tour and obviously head up to Austin for a performance on the steps at the Capitol, and then Dallas the next day for our big Father's Day showcase in the Square. And the Shocks and our folks up there that have been taking care of and coordinating that, it's going to be another big event for us this year. So it's going to
be huge, because it's just getting bigger and bigger.
Indeed.
But we do have a question we're going to give out here in just a few moments. It's going to be our trivia question of the week. 2 weeks ago, before spring break, we did one with Fred, and I can't remember what it was. I think it wasn't the Crossman website. It was something, and we gave away 2 tickets to the MMX. I think so. I think that's what it was. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm having dementia. Seriously, in the last 24 hours, I've been asking Michelle stuff. She's like, well, you told me that. I went, did I? Oh. Man, dementia. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to give away 2 tickets to the MMX, which includes your fun run ticket as well as you could be possibly a judge for the drumline battle. We're going to give that out as well coming up here in a few weeks, but we're going to put you in the running for that. So again, we're going to come up with a trivia question during the commercial, and we're going to put that out, and the first person to answer it going to get those 2 tickets to MMX, the run ticket, and then possibility to be a judge for the drumline battle. We'll be right back. This is the Bones Hour with Rico Suave and Joel. We'll be right back. Oh, yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Crossmen, World Class Drum Corps, and I Speak For You radio events want you to save the dates. 13 and 14 June 2014. That's right, the Crossmen, Texas's only world-class drum corps, representing San Antonio, Texas to the world, presenting their 2nd annual 1 mile run, walk, stroll, crawl, whatever you need to do. How fast can you run 1 mile? All information on ispeakforyou.net or crossmen.org. I say save the dates 13 and 14 June. The run is on the 14th, but the 13th is their MMX, their dress rehearsal, before they go out on tour around the country. Find out more information again at crossmen.org or ispeakforyou.net. The microphones are not on. They are actually now. So here's our trivia question of the week for the Bones Hour. I'm going to let Joel answer it. He's going to ask it. Told you I'm getting dementia. I'm going to have him ask it, and if you know the answer, you can chat with us, give us the answer on chat. I know Gary's ready to go. Or you can text us. Man, I told you I'm all messed up today. You can text us at 210-374-0140. The answer for your 2 tickets to the MMX and your run tickets. And the question is?
Okay. Well, the Crossmen have typically used our standard brass instrumentation, which has been either a soprano or a trumpet, and a mellophone or an alto, or a baritone or a contra and a tuba. But we've also used a brass instrument in recent years that adds a whole new color to the brass sound. So the question is, what is that instrument that Crossmen have utilized in our instrumentation? Mostly thanks to our outstanding brass arranger, Chuck Napier. He particularly likes to utilize this instrument in his writing.
There you go. What is the unique instrument?
Well, I'll say unique in terms of different than the standard instrumentation.
Right.
How about that?
We're going to see if anybody gets that answer. So, of course, we have things that we can't talk about. And then we have things that I'm trying to get secrets out of these guys, but I know
I can show you something
the bosses are listening.
I can show you something that nobody else can see.
Uh-oh. I like this.
It's not much.
Well, what we will say is, and we will...
I will just show you...
We will say that yesterday we received a package in the mail from our friends at Fred J. Miller.
Yes.
We are working, obviously, as you know, towards our big uniform drive.
That's right.
And we are nearing our total. We're actually really excited. We've almost raised the $37,500. So we got our first look at a model, a sample uniform yesterday, and that's all I'm going to tell you. But what does that mean? That means that
you're going to get out of the studio right now because you did not bring it.
That means that we are getting close.
You did not bring it.
If we get these the last funds accumulated, then these things are ready to go to production really soon. We're really excited about it. I think you're really going to like it.
I'm so mad at y'all right now. I'm texting Fred.
I'll tell you that there is still a cross in the uniform.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so there's a cross in the uniform. Is there an Aussie?
Yes.
There is an Aussie.
And what else? What are the colors? Why are y'all looking at each other like, come on, you got to give one secret out.
I can tell you that we do not have purple pants this year.
You do not have purple pants.
Yes.
Okay, so one of our alumni answered the question already. Flugels.
That is correct. Flugelhorn is the right answer. Congratulations
she's
to
getting
that
an arena
person.
cheer. and the crowd goes crazy. Congratulations, the winner of that trivia question. 2 tickets. I don't know if she's going to make it down. But,
She has to come down now.
she can text me at 210-374-0140, and we'll find out if she's going to be able to make it down from Pennsylvania for that MMX.
She's going to have to come.
Yeah.
She's going to have to. Yep. That's right, because you have to be present to win.
Yeah, there you
Must
go.
be present to win.
And if anybody didn't make it in time, you can still purchase tickets because they're up on sale now. We just put them up yesterday for the MMX.
Oh, did we?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you can go online, crossman.org, to get your MMX tickets. Of course, that's going to be the Friday night, June 13th. And if you want to do the run, which everybody wants to do the run, actually you can walk it. We had a lot of people walk it last year, and they still got medals. I love it. It's June 14th. It's the next morning. So basically, you heard on the commercial, basically you pay your $20. You go on crossman.org or ispeakforyou.net. Enter online. If you go to ispeakforyou.net, it's basically going to shoot you over to the crossman.org online website. So just go crossman.org. And then online entry at $20 is going to get you a ticket to MMX, which is valued at $10 already. Going to get you a T-shirt, which is already valued at $15, so you're already up right there. It's going to get you food. You're up. And then going to get you a performance of a lifetime when the Crossmen come on Friday night. So that's going to be cool. And, of course, we're going to have sponsors and all kinds of goodies and everything. And we're going to do the race on Ustream live, so your family and friends who aren't going to run the 1 mile can watch you hobble across the finish line, Joel, I will say.
It's going to be me.
It's going to be you?
Yes.
But, yeah, Gavin won it last year. But, of course, Gavin is at school, is not with the Crossmen this year. So, Gavin, all our best to you. And we know that you would love to come run this. But it's going to be super fast this year, a lot of with the money going out. So, as Rico said, he's going to start training because he wants that $100 as the first Crossman.
I think he can do it. You just got a Groupon for a fitness.
Yeah, we're both now going to the gym.
We're now going to the
As long
gym.
as I make it to the head of the crowd when we start, then I'll be
That's awesome. Yeah, because Fred talked to me last week. He's like, "Yeah, I did 11:30 on the treadmill," and I was like, "Fred, that's not outside. That's not outside running because treadmill running is a lot different." So, what's going on with the Crossmen? Obviously, you guys have been there, done that. Rico, being the percussionist you are, what is going through folks' mind knowing that season is coming so soon? Because we move in 2 months.
Oh, as far as the performers are concerned, they're doing a great job at prepping and just making sure they're ready to go. I know on some of the Facebook pages they have, which are specifically just for the members and the instructors, you see videos going up every week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day a week. Just, hey, I played this lick, how does it look? Or the symbol line, like, oh, I thought of this visual, how does it look? Or what do you guys think of this and that? And they're just really ready to start getting on the field and really putting everything out there. So I'm really excited about that. I know they are too. So.
That's awesome. Do you miss it?
Oh, yeah, of course. But, getting to do this and see them, it's great.
Do you ever want to go back out and pick up the symbols and go, "Hey, I want to do this"?
I think I'm good right now.
I'm not aged out. Don't ask me. No, because I had talked to someone at a race recently, and they said, "Man, that was so much fun." They aged out, Phantom Regiment, and they said they would go back in a heartbeat and do it. He was a percussionist. I said, "Well, do you know about the drumline battles?" No, they don't have those. I'm like, "Oh no, they do. You can do any age."
Yep.
That's old dudes. We can roll in with our walkers and stuff and get our drumline battles going.
I think we'd like to challenge you, Mark, to put together a team of folks.
That'd be
Why don't you put it together a
Boy,
team
I
of people
can put it together a team. It wouldn't
I'll tell you
sound
what,
good.
I'll tell you what. I'll put together a team of people.
Oh,
and
here
I
we
will
go.
challenge.
Here we go.
I'm throwing down the gauntlet right now.
Troy Hunt.
I will put together a team of folks that are not involved in the Crossmen anymore,
Okay.
not currently marching.
Oh,
I
no.
will put together a
These have to
team-
be people that can't be DCI.
they have
This
be-
has to be like Tony from the corner of
That's what I'm
Valero.
saying. Okay, but I mean, they have to be if they've played something before.
All right, yeah, because
So-
I'll have a bunch of snare drummers.
Exactly.
All right.
So I'm going to challenge you,
Gosh.
Mark Purnell, right now to a drumline battle to be held on June 13th
Yep.
at our MMX event.
This is,
So-
this is being recorded, right? We can.
Yep.
Yeah, it's recorded.
This
This is live recording.
yeah.
Everybody's
so
listening to it.
I am challenging you right now. Rico might be in my drumline.
Maybe. If he
Maybe.
convinces me.
No, you can't play the cymbals though.
Sure, he can.
No, he can't.
Why?
He has to play something that he doesn't like
No,
tenor.
That's not how that. So your snare drummers are going to play something else?
No, these guys haven't played
This
in
is a-
years.
exactly.
They don't even know what a snare
He
looks
hasn't
like
played in
anymore.
years either.
Yeah, whatever.
So, no holes barred drumline battle between Mark Purnell's
Here we
team
go.
and Joel Moody's team.
Bring it.
I'm
And
ready.
winner takes on the Crossman.
Winner takes on the cross.
Oh, that's gonna be easy.
Yeah.
I can do that because I have a lot of friends that are
All right.
former.
I bet I could put together some people.
You both are probably going to call the same people right after that.
All
Yeah,
right,
Troy.
You let me know if you need to back out or
No,
if it gets too
I'm
much.
going to
for you.
Facebook him right now. So while we're
Yeah.
talking, so obviously we talked about uniforms a little bit. The music is coming on.
Just let me put something in there. The
There
winner
we go.
also gets a cash prize. The whole tournament of the drumline battle gets
What?
a cash prize.
Yeah.
What?
And Crossmen are not the Crossmen team is not
The
eligible.
Crossmen drumline are not eligible.
For that
What's the
prize.
cash? Can I go to Taco Cabana on it?
You can more than that.
Really?
And there's a great little trophy involved too.
Is it going to be the symbol?
Yeah. Yeah. So
Hold on, I
I want
gotta.
to see this. I want to see this take off. Joel Moody versus Mark Purnell.
Oh, he's in League
Drumline.
City. That's just right down the road. I can get Troy. Okay.
You each have to come up with a name.
Folks, right now Mark is on his Facebook, trolling around to find folks that he can get for his team. So you let me know, Mark, and you can get back to me by the end of the week. You let me know if you're still up for this challenge.
Oh, I'm
'Cause
in it.
I think we can do it.
I don't know what
But,
Mitch's photo is. That's kind of weird. I don't know what that is, but
But yeah, I would echo Rico's sentiments about getting ready for the summer. It's kind of one of those things where February and March are sometimes a little bit slow months in terms of what's happening with the Corps. We're still having our camps, but we're working away at the show. And I'm actually really excited. I did want to talk about our leadership team for this year. Our student leaders have done a really great job in communicating regularly about the expectations they have for the Corps for this year, about the things that they want to do to make it better. So it's really interesting to see the dialogue that's been taking place through social media, on our conference calls, on other various avenues that are really setting the standard for how they want Crossman 2014 to take place. So we're real excited about that. So that's one thing. And yeah, we're really excited. The show is pretty much done now.
Oh, that's right. Today.
So we got our last bit of music from our percussion arranger, Andrew Markworth, sent over the other day. So we're really excited about the music, and hopefully we'll have a show announcement release coming in the next short amount of time, next couple weeks at most. So we're excited.
that's
Things
so
are good
awesome.
in Crossman land. We'll say that.
That's so awesome. So how's I mean, obviously you guys have got friends throughout, and I'm totally Facebooking right now while we're doing this. Let me see who else I can get on here. No, Let me think.
That's Fred.
Fred, can you do a drum roll, Fred? Oh, I'm gonna put my son on this drum line. That's gonna be fun.
All right, man.
Let me see. But no. So what else is going on? Obviously, this is not only Crossmen, but for Drum Corps International, everybody's getting pumped up and amped because the slate is clean right now. I mean, what was last year was last year.
Mm-hmm.
What happened in finals? That's all gone. Now it's a clean slate. Scores are 0-0.
Yep.
How's it looking?
You know, I think everybody's putting together another competitive drum corps season. I think that's what you're going to see. And if you really look across the board at, we kind of are always perusing and seeing the folks, the staff that are being put together at different organizations and some of their uniform ideas or their program announcements or anything like that. So it's really interesting to see all of that taking shape. And I think it's going to be another great season for drum corps. You know, people are putting great products out there, and we've talked about this before. But I think there was a time, where once you got outside of the top 12 or even the top 17, the drum corps maybe weren't at the same level as some of those top groups. But you're getting down into the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th place drum corps, and they're putting out some really fantastic products. And so we're real excited to see how that's all going to play out. For this season. And we know that we're going to be better, and we're just going to keep working. So we really trust in Ed and the design team that are putting together a great show. I think it's going to really entertain some people, and wait till you see this uniform.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm not liking you two right now.
I think what's refreshing this
You
year.
could have brought the uniform to me.
We could have.
And I wouldn't have shown anybody. Trust me.
Sure. Mark.
Trust me, I don't put secrets out.
Behind lock and key at the headquarters.
That's right. They're under safe protection. And you can't even get to the headquarters. That's what's funny, because that lady will not let you through that gate. I was like, I'm here to see Fred. Fred who? Fred Morrison. Which one? I'm like, whoa, hold on. I'm like, the one that lives over
right.
there.
We've got you on lockdown.
What's the address? And I'm like,
We put you on the do not allow in list.
there's a big poster of me at the gate. Do not let this guy in. As soon as my car pulls up. But no, folks, and I've already put it on my Facebook. I need some percussionists. If you know how to play the drums, you don't even have to play the drum. Know how to play the drums. Cymbals, It doesn't matter. Come on up. I'm gonna put that out. And I have my son's got drum lessons at Sam Ash today. I'm gonna go over there and tell those guys.
All you need is 6 players. That's the minimum.
6?
6 players.
Is that what it is?
So
I've
got 2 right here.
Dude, he can't play.
He can play. He aged out like 5 years ago.
It was like 6 years
ago.
ago.
6 years ago. He aged out 6 years ago.
All right, I'm gonna put it on the chat right now. I need percussionists. I need some drummers to battle these guys.
It's on.
Yeah, what I was going to say earlier is it's pretty refreshing this year that we're going to California because these past couple years, say we've done the Midwest or the East Coast tour, we kind of see the same people at the same shows every single year. So this year it's going to be kind of nice to see, different talent and different corps and see their programs early on. Like we usually don't see their programs till we get to regionals or till finals. So it's going to be nice to see their stuff going on and competing against those people too. So I mean, I'm really excited to go to California. I know a lot of the corps is, a lot of staff is. So it'll be cool nights and really hot days.
Yeah, because you start off in Clovis.
Yep.
Right.
At the high school there.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Rico's done a great job already of getting our tour calendar in, getting that going and making sure we have housing and all of our logistics for that. So that's kind of been on our radar, obviously, as well. We're getting there. So we putting together the tour, and along with that comes our volunteers. For any volunteers, our 151s that are listening, we definitely want to make sure that we get a good volunteer calendar set up so that we can fill in all of those gaps from the beginning to end of tour. So if anyone's interested in doing that, please give me a shout or sign up on our volunteer website, www.crossmen.org/volunteer.
There you go. That's awesome. So I'm getting a question right now from Gary. How about a bass trombone? Can I have a bass trombone in my drum line?
I'm afraid not, Gary.
That's not against the rules. Is this a sanctioned drum line?
It is a drum line battle. He can have a bass drum. How about a bass drum?
How about a cowbell?
You can have a cowbell.
Because you can have a cowbell with a stick.
Yeah.
I always need more cowbell. Look at Rico planning.
Just the whole drum line of cowbells.
All right, so we're going to figure that one out. He's like, I know it's a touchy subject right now.
There has been a rule change for this year.
Yes.
I think we talked about it before that has allowed for an increased brass instrumentation. And when we went through those proposals, and it has been met with kind of some mixed reactions, but honestly,
that's a nice political way to put it,
to say the least. But there are some people that definitely support the change, and really what it does is it opens up the brass colors of sound. I mean, really, when people have asked me like why. I look at it as, the folks that have proposed this, and we're part of that voting membership to say, hey, this allows for an increased brass instrumentation, and it opens up the color choices, the palette.
But does that, with it opening up like that, does it hold the numbers to 150 still, or is it just
everything is still held at 150? Nothing has changed for membership. It's a lot like we view it a lot like percussion. We allow any percussion instrument to be included in the percussion timbre of sounds, so they can write for anything, marimba or congas or snare drum or break drum or anything that's in that percussion category. So similarly, this allows that to happen in the brass category. The difference being that these instruments where we have typically only had bell front brass instruments,
right?
We now are allowing some other things: French horns, trombones, sousaphone. So we see where it's met with controversy in that the traditional instrument that we've seen in drum corps is not the traditional instrument anymore, or that we've allowed some other things as part of that. But the biggest thing to remember is that I don't think it's going to drastically change the standard instrumentation of drum corps, at least not right now. But what it does is allows for some other brass colors. So we'll see. We don't really know. We don't have. I don't think there's a current intent to use that as part of our program this year. I guess I can't speak with any definite certainty.
Right.
I don't know. But I think you're going to see probably standard instrumentation be the norm for a while longer, and that they may use these
until they start writing it in.
I would be really surprised if you saw 76 trombones out on the field, this year.
Gary Gathright would be very happy about that.
Maybe you're doing a huge Music Man show. You'll have 76 trombones, but
wow.
But not at Crossmen, not right now.
So how does that? I'm playing devil's advocate here. If I'm a trumpet player or whatever, and I'm like, oh man, I got this spot, and then you open it up to trombones or with something, do I lose my spot? Obviously, you got to keep the numbers equal.
I don't know. I mean, the numbers are going to be the same. You still only have a maximum membership of 150 players in the drum corps, and how each corps decides to divide that out. is up to them. We have typically used like 72 brass, 36 percussion, 36 color guard around that amount. So however that plays out, I don't know if that math was exactly right, but it would just be in the brass instrumentation. Some of those things would probably be in flux. And again, that's up to our design team and the brass arrangers and the brass staff and how they want to coordinate that. But I think there's some opportunity for some good. But
and Gary brought up a good point. You'd have to raise the age considerably if you did something like that.
Yeah, if you open up the membership. Yeah,
right.
I mean, there's, I think there are sometimes those conversations come up about raising, the limit, but none of that came up at this annual meeting.
Okay.
This isn't necessarily a precipice for something else.
Right.
And
is there something that they're building up to?
That are, like we're worried about the woodwinds thing. It wasn't talked about at the meeting. This was specifically for this.
See, Michelle was hopeful she can get that bass clarinet going. So as you know. But folks, we're with the Crossmen. It's otherwise known as the Bones Hour. We're going to be right back. We're going to come back and talk to Rico about how hard is it to be a performance cymbal player at such a high structure. What's the difference between that and high school? We'll be right back on the Bones Hour. Oh, yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Crossmen, world-class drum corps, and I Speak For You radio events want you to save the dates. 13 and 14 June 2014. That's right, the Crossmen, Texas's only world-class drum corps, representing San Antonio, Texas to the world, presenting their second annual 1 mile run, walk, stroll, crawl, whatever you need to do. How fast can you run 1 mile? All information on ispeakforyou.net or crossmen.org. I say save the dates 13 and 14 June. The run is on the 14th, but the 13th is their MMX, their dress rehearsal, before they go out on tour around the country. Find out more information again at crossmen.org or ispeakforyou.net. I'm not afraid.
Bring it.
I'm telling you.
I'm ready.
I'll go up against my drummers and I'm gonna have some high school drummers in there.
It's okay.
I'm gonna have some that tried out for the Crossmen.
That's okay.
So you know. And we're even gonna have a drum major be a part of our thing.
Okay.
He's gonna conduct us.
You wait and see what I'm gonna make happen.
It's gonna be the funniest show in the world. I'm telling you that right now. We're gonna win because not only am I performing, I'm one of the judges. So he must forget it.
How convenient, Mark.
How convenient. How convenient. And I will have a bass trombone player in there.
All right. He can stand there and hold that bass trombone.
That's right. Hey, he can march around us.
There you go.
There
it's
you
props.
go.
You'll just use it as a prop.
And I'm gonna have Gary's daughter as our conductor. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
All right. You're gonna lose.
I'm ready. I am prepared to be schooled.
What's the challenge? What's the winnings here? Besides going on to compete against the Crossmen.
Let's see here.
Because I'm not worried about the Crossmen. I'll tell you that right now.
I think that there needs to be some wings involved.
Oh.
Yes.
Like Hooter wings?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Whatever.
We can get 50.
Whatever kind of chicken wings.
I'm going to have Hooter sponsor the event.
Done.
I'm going to have Hooter sponsor the drumline battle. I'm going to go talk to them today. But Gary said he's been called worse than a prop. But no, it's going to be good. I've already got one of my drummers saying, oh, yeah, it's on. So we're going to have some fun. And he's a big-time drummer. I mean, he played for Van Halen. Of course, it was Van Hagar, the tribute band. But anyway, it was.
I'm actually getting the guy that played for Van Halen.
Whatever. Oh my goodness! I'm having my son play, so and he's whatever. Drum roll, he got that. But no, it's gonna be interesting because obviously that's such fun. The drumline battles. I mean, obviously the Guardians and Genesis.
Can I put the percussion staff? Can I?
No, you cannot have any active Crossmen percussion staff in there.
All right.
None.
All right.
Just Rico.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Fair enough.
Is there anybody else on our staff?
And Tim Green's at Auburn, so you can't use Tim.
Oh man. Okay.
You can't have any active Crossmen on staff or
except for
otherwise.
Rico.
Except for you. Yeah, you two.
Okay. Done.
You can get
I'm
obviously
excited about this.
You can get Petey from the food truck.
Petey? Oh, I might use Petey.
You can get Petey. You know.
He he could spin for us and spin some props. It'll be good. It'll be entertaining. And then we're gonna eat some cereal while we're
no cereal.
performing.
No cereal. We had enough of that last year.
All right.
So we need to put that out to Genesis.
We are excited though. The Guardians. Did you already mention this? I think
Yeah,
so.
Guardians
The
are gonna be
Guardians
there.
are going to be back, and we pretty sure that the Genesis folks are going to be with us again. So we're just going to
No cereal bowls.
All right, no cereal bowls. I'll let Chris know.
Yeah, as soon as they did that,
It was funny.
we literally looked at each other and
It
went,
was
"That's
great.
awesome." And then the second thought was, "Man, that's gonna be fun to clean up."
Yeah.
It was fun.
So what happened, folks, if you didn't see it, it was Genesis, incredible core. Their drum line came up from the valley, and they had rice bowls part of their act. And it was a great performance. They did such an awesome job. They did it against Guardians, and then for the video for DCI, they did it against the Crossmen. But what they used the rice bowls in their performance, and at the end, one of their percussionists got on the shoulders of another percussionist, had Fruit Loops, and just poured it all over himself, and it was all over the drumline battle stage.
I think they tried to use like a parody on some of the groups from Thailand.
Right.
I believe there are some of the drumlines in Thailand that have utilized the drumline battle have used rice, and they've made it part of their act and their shtick
Right.
for the whole thing. So I think that was part of what they were doing, and and they had shirts that said "Got milk."
Got milk.
So,
I know, it was great.
It was great.
It was great.
It's on YouTube right now if you can go watch it.
Yeah, it is on
Everybody
YouTube,
that's
and it's on
listening needs to
Drumline
go
Battles page and all that fun stuff. But when it was raining, it wasn't cool.
Yeah, I think that's probably the worst part, only because it was raining and the cereal got.
We are going to want to, if there are any other high school drum lines or anybody has any good high school drum lines that want to compete for drumline battle, we'd like to have them involved as well. That's, again, cash prizes, and we're really just trying to get a lot of groups. Ideally, we'd love to have about 8 groups and do it in a tournament-style drumline battle and break down to our champion, whoever that's going to be. So we're excited. So
we're
it should
gonna
be cool.
we're gonna win.
All right, I'm
I
ready,
don't know what
Mark.
we're gonna be called,
All right.
hodgepodge or something. I don't know. Because one of the guys will let you know he was
Old men drumming.
the old gray-haired bastards or something. But I'll tell you, one of the guys that I'm recruiting was on the Blue Devils.
Okay.
The other guy I'm recruiting probably hasn't picked up a snare since '85 when he graduated high school.
What if I use a percussion staff member that now instructs a different instrument? So, like, if I had Buck Palmer, who is now now instructs the front ensemble.
No.
He's a front ensemble
No.
instructor, but have him play like in
No,
the
and I'm gonna
drumline
look at the
part.
bios on everybody on your team.
All right, that's fine.
You're like, oh, he's the kit drummer, but he's just playing the snare today. Whatever, he still plays.
All right, okay, I got you. It's on, Mark.
I'm
You
even
ready?
gonna have Fred on my side.
It's fine. Maybe I'll put Fred on my team.
Fred will be on both sides.
No, Fred can stand in the middle and play the cowbell.
Ding, 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 ding. It's going to be crazy. But again, folks, thecrossman.org is the website. Follow them on Twitter @Crossman. DCI, what else is coming down from the Drum Corps International?
Oh, goodness.
I know there's so much that to be taught about the meeting and everything like that because we just did TMEA a couple weeks back as well.
Yeah, it's sort of this is a strangely busy time of the year. We did the DCI annual meeting, and then we had TMEA, and we're just working to keep crossing things off. We did an event in Dallas a couple weeks ago, one of our Crossmen Extra events, as we like to call them, with a capital X. And that's really an opportunity for if there are any businesses or companies that are having some kind of event that would like a drumline or an ensemble to perform at. We are able to do that and put that together for those kind of performances. So we did one for the Insurance Industry of Charitable Foundations. Had an event up in Dallas.
Oh, wow.
At the Anatolia Hotel. The Hilton Anatolia Hotel. So Rico and I drove the box truck up with equipment and met 15 players that were from the Dallas area, and they performed, did a great job. And it was a fundraising opportunity for the Drum Corps, and then the performers, were able to get some funds towards their tuition for their tour fees for the year. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody. And so we like to promote those events, and any more of those. If anybody out there is listening, we would love to do some more of those in the San Antonio area. And we're getting ready for camp, and we've got music coming, and we're working in the office, chipping things off. Club Unity, our big annual fundraising campaign, is about to kick off. So be looking for those brochures in your mail. coming to you, and we would really like to get some great donations for that. So we're just continuing to do great work on behalf of the Corps and whatever it takes.
Yep, we have iTex going on as well.
Yeah, we have our iTex thing. We finally saw some of our iTex stuff is coming through, so that's raising money for the Corps. So hoping that will continue to lead to some more revenue for the Drum Corps. We're continuing our uniform campaign. Most of our members are in the process of doing their own personal fundraising for their tour fees. So if anybody is looking to either contribute to our scholarship fund or to our specific individual member, we're always trying to help them out in whatever way. Usually they have a member assistance program of some kind. It's a nice brochure that we print up that the members are able to distribute to their friends and family. We have our Fuel-a-thon, which is another annual kind of thing that we do, especially going out west this year. The fuel prices are a lot higher out there. So this is all great opportunity for
fill up in Nevada before you pull over into California.
Revenue generation, and that is a lot of what we do on a regular basis, and trying to bring some more revenues and grants and that kind of stuff into the Corps. So that's kind of where we've been busy in the last couple weeks, other than just the normal operations. And we spent a lot of time answering emails and updating the website and putting stuff on social media and printing and organizing and getting everything ready for the Drum Corps. Because really, once spring training starts, our operations are solely being on the road and touring with the Corps. So so that's part of where we're at right now, I think.
It's awesome. When we have Christopher Snare7 Chris on Twitter listening in. So Chris, I need a snare drummer. Just let you know, Chris. You can email me, get a hold of me. mp@ispeakforyou.net.
And if you want to be on the winning team, you can.
Do you want to go on my team? That's right. You want to go on the winning team? Text me at 210-374-0140 because that's it, man. I'm like going crazy now. You're done.
All right. Okay.
What are you gonna play?
None of your business.
What is your instrument?
What is my instrument?
Yeah.
I don't know. I might split up. I have. When I marched at the Crossmen, I played bass drum, but I also through high school and college played snare drum as well. So we'll see.
No, we cannot play the instrument that we're used to playing. You and I.
All right, so I can play snare drum then.
No, you can't.
Well, I'll play bass drum
snare.
here.
No, you can't play bass.
No, you're putting in a whole bunch of
we got quads,
baloney rules
we got
that
cymbal.
didn't exist. So
yeah, we're making up our own as it goes along.
Exactly.
Like, wait a minute, you can't play that. Let's see.
We'll talk about it. I'll draft up a proposal.
Oh, here we go.
With all rules and regulations.
We'll put it up on the website. Yeah.
This is the rules between the two drum lines.
Yeah, just
this is
between
gonna
you
be funny.
guys.
Yeah, just between us. Everybody else, obviously, standard drumline battle rules.
And there is an entry fee that we typically have charged for our
Of
drum
course.
line. So I will cut the check for all the people in my drum line, so that I know that this money is going back to the Corps anyway. So
This is coming out of your paycheck, going right back into it.
exactly. I see this random deduction.
And I will have a sponsor pay for ours, so the guys they don't even have to bring the instruments. I'll have Sam Ash or somebody donate the Yamahas.
Okay, I'm ready. Bring it.
Man, you're done.
All right, I'm ready.
Fred's going to need another assistant director, just to let you know. Because you're going to go home in shame. I got beat by a bunch of old guys with gray hair.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm throwing down the gauntlet, Mark.
So we're going to talk about this real quick because last year at camp, I saw a young lady on the guard the hospital. But she had to go to the hospital because she had split webbing between her hand because catching the rifle. Now, Rico, what was the most significant injury you've had as a cymbal player? Because it happens. I mean, it was hard.
Luckily, I didn't have too many injuries when I marched. I had a little bit of like rotator cuff problems, but nothing too terrible. It was just a little scare. I had to go to the doctor actually right before spring training one time, but that was about it. The only problem I actually had while I was marching was just some runner's knee. My knee got to the size of, say, like a softball or a grapefruit one day.
Oh, nice.
And it stayed like that for about 2 days, and then after that, just went back in. And luckily, that's the worst that I've ever had. I know some people go through a lot. I've had to care for somebody at finals one year that kind of broke their finger while they were just warming up in uniform.
What?
They were spinning something maybe 3 or 4 years ago and just kind of, it slipped and it broke. And, that's, sometimes that happens. And it's not just drum corps where that can happen. It can happen every day. So we're lucky that doesn't happen too often. And we have assembled great staff in the past couple of years, athletic staff that have taking care of our kids really well. So, I mean, it's not like if somebody breaks something or injures something, it's not like, well, we don't know anything because we're not athletics people. We have assembled a great staff. So, I mean, like people say, these kids are musical athletes, and sometimes when we bring these stories to people who don't know what drum corps is, they'll be like, "What? That really happened?" I mean, you guys are just kind of marching around the field. It's like, no, like this is some pretty intense work. So, it
is hard.
Yeah.
And like Rico said, we have an athletic trainer that tours with the Corps, and then obviously we're there to provide any kind of medical services if we need to take someone to a doctor or to an emergency unit of some kind. So our performer safety is certainly of the utmost concern and something that we take very seriously. But I would echo and say that I think drum corps is becoming even more of a physical because of the visual demands that are placed on the performers. The drill is at a really high pace and a fast pace, and things happen. And typically a lot of ankle, knee. Those kind of injuries are very common, and that's why it's really important for us too. We have our members doing a lot of physical training in advance before they arrive at spring training, because if they haven't done the preparation in these winter months, that's what these months are really good for. Then they get into spring training, and it's easy to, besides things like dehydration and some of those physical conditioning things, that they're much more prone to some other injuries as well. So we always want to make sure that they're pushing themselves in advance of being on the field and being part of the drum corps, because we want everyone to start and finish the season. So
because I asked Fred that once. I said, how important is it for physical conditioning? Obviously, musical athletes we call you, because those are hard minutes out on the field. You really don't stop. I mean, even when you're stopped stationary for a minute, you're about to move quickly. Yeah. So how important is physical conditioning coming in? I mean, is there folks, I mean, obviously during camps and stuff, there's calisthenics, there's running going on and all that, but do you tell folks, look, you need to step up your notch in your training because this is what camp is going to be like? For the new folks, obviously the ones that have been there, they know how hard camps are.
Yeah, I think, the visual team is particularly aware of that. And so they set up on their Bones visual page, Facebook page, which is closed to the members. But they often are asking them, who worked out today? Who trained today? Take a selfie of yourself working out in your coolest Crossmen gear, kind of stuff. So
a lot of it is student-led, too. It's not just the staff that's doing it. Yeah. A big part of it is just these leaders and kids that we have coming in. Even a lot of the new kids sometimes one day will be like, who's working out? And I'll look at this and I was like, who is this person? The brand new kid just coming in for the first time, and they're stepping up to the plate and challenging all these other people to get in shape.
Definitely generating some excitement about the physical part of drum corps, which I don't know has always been prevalent. It's often been thought of as, here's you're performing music, you're marching, you're doing that, but the physical conditioning outside of it is huge and crucial to anybody's success, because we can tell them all day long, but until they arrive at spring training and they've gone through that first week, you really don't know. You don't really know what it's like until you're in the middle of that.
Yeah, because I was watching, and I cut Rico off real quick. I was watching something in the spring last year at the camp, and you guys know what it is. I mean, obviously I don't, but because when I marched, we just went, like I said, on the 50-yard lines where the drummers lined up, and we went straight to the other sideline. We didn't move anywhere else. That was our whole forte. But what you guys were doing, obviously you're warming up, but you're going yard marker to yard marker back, yard marker back. I mean, it was a lot of work. I was sitting there going, holy smokes, man, this is hard work.
The technique program alone, the visual technique program that Brad and his staff have put together is comprehensive and really tries to train them in the same kind of marching fundamental technique that you would utilize, similar to the way you would do a marching or a music fundamental technique. You wouldn't just walk out onto the field any given day and just start playing the show.
That's how we're going to do when we beat you at the June 13th drumline battle.
We'll see. You would warm up and you would do brass technique or percussion technique, and you would kind of prepare yourself through the day, and everyone is trained in that way. And so it's similar to the visual technique, and they've got to prepare for that before they can really get on the move and put it in the context of the drill. So just like with any educational context, you kind of take it out of context, you work on it in a way, you combine it with the things that you're doing and put it in context, which would be the show, and make it great. So
I think the visual staff's doing a great job at preparing these kids to make sure they know what they're in for, because even at this last camp, we took some time I believe it was Saturday night, and they had a little PT block after everything was done. They went out to the marching band field. It was maybe like 10 o'clock at night, and they put their speaker on with some music, and they did circuits. Like if somebody lined up at the 50, I was like, all right, from here to the end zone, you're going to do this, do a little sprint. On the other way back, you're going to do some crunches, and this way back, and they were eating it up. It was pretty awesome. These kids were pushing back the staff and just like, all right, what's next? Give me more. Like, what's next on this?
Show me what you got.
Yeah, and I think the visual team's doing a great job too, educating these kids not only in the visual part of it, but just in the health education part of it too. If a kid uploads a video or a photo saying, "Oh, I'm doing this workout," somebody will comment on it saying, "Well, you need to look at your form or change your form this way and this way," so these kids can actually improve on what they're doing. So I think it's a great job. Most people don't think of us as athletes, but we actually are. So.
Oh no, it's totally athletic because it's hard. I mean, your heart rate's going. Obviously you got to control your breathing, and that's where a lot of folks. And Chris was telling me that he was used to run around his neighborhood with the breathing PVC pipe in his mouth, and his neighbors thought, well, what's wrong with this kid? What's wrong with him? But it was one of those, you've got to be able to breathe normally in a high stress, high moving environment.
Exactly. There was if you ever get a chance, and it's gone around a couple of times, there was a great segment that they put as part of the DCI broadcast a couple of times. I remember being young and marching drum corps. It was on the PBS broadcast when DCI was on that, and they basically, it was a guy at I think Indiana University, and utilized some folks from Star of Indiana at the time, and they measured these guys in the middle of a rehearsal, and they put a heart rate monitor on, and they put a breath respirator or a breath respirator to determine what their breathing tendencies are, all this stuff. And so they take all these measurements and they plug it in their fancy computer and software and everything. And what they were showing, which was really interesting to me, was that these kids in the middle of their show are putting up numbers that you would expect to see from a marathon runner in the middle of a marathon. And they were talking about how the heart rate rises and falls with the show program, but that these kids are in a very high level of physical shape to be able to do the things that they're doing musically. And on top of that, carrying an instrument and, remembering where their dots are and playing this music. And so the responsibilities, it's not just physical, it's not just musical, it's not just mental, it's doing all of them at the same time is at a whole new level of complexity that I don't think a lot of people kind of keep in mind when they just see this product at the end of the
And there's so many people that are out of breath that just walk into their car.
Yeah, I'm one of them. But I won't be by the time that drumline battle
comes in. Bring it. I'm going to get my sticks right now. Sup. So I asked him, same question to you, as a bass drummer, and obviously as a snare, what was your most common injury?
I think a lot of it was I never had any significant injuries. I do remember typical dehydration and some of those things that happen in the summer. I remember having to go to the hospital or the ER. I had like a viral infection from dehydration mostly. But I do remember having some knee problems. I think that's fairly common, particularly with the weight. I remember at the 99 Crossmen, our bass drums were larger. And so even third bass drum was fairly large at that time. And I remember, just going through these sets, 100 and something pages of drill and getting to the end and just being like, your knees start to really ache, and having to go get my knee checked out one time because it just...
I would figure it'd be like a lower back issue or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think your back, is trained. Over time, you learn to just support that weight and carry that weight. The knees are just taking abuse. I don't know how true it is. Somebody told me once, for every summer of drum corps that you spend marching, you put 7 years on your knees. So
I would probably agree to that.
Yeah. So 4 years of marching drum corps, that meant I was 28 before I even was even born. So. I think that's what you see a lot of is knee injuries and that kind of stuff. And
so all you bass trombone players out there, just let you know. So
that's right, bass trombone, Gary.
Yeah, Gary. So obviously a lot of things coming up. You can find out online at crossmen.org. We're going to take a quick commercial break. It's going to be 1 minute, and we're going to come back and we're going to close out with the guys with the most important question of the day. We'll be right back. Oh, yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Crossmen, world-class drum corps, and I Speak For You radio events want you to save the dates. 13 and 14 June 2014. That's right, the Crossmen, Texas's only world-class drum corps, representing San Antonio, Texas to the world, presenting their second annual 1 mile run, walk, stroll, crawl, whatever you need to do. How fast can you run 1 mile? All information on ispeakforyou.net or crossmen.org. I say save the dates 13 and 14 June. The run is on the 14th, but the 13th is their MMX, their dress rehearsal, before they go out on tour around the country. Find out more information again at crossmen.org or at ispeakforyou.net. So when I beat you at the Crossmen Drumline Battle, and then we move on and beat Genesis, and then we move on and beat the Crossmen, I'm going to take a photo of that, and I'm going to post it every day.
Hopefully on my Facebook page.
I'm going to. I'm going to tag you in it every day.
And my Twitter. Post it.
Do you miss the trophy while you're out on tour? Do you miss this? Aw. Yep. Poor Joel.
And on my Twitter account, ready.
And your bring it. Yep. I already put it on Twitter right now. Right. Need drummers for I Speak For You Drumline. We compete on June 13th. Contact me, and I even tagged Crossman Drumline Battle and Snare 7 Chris. So, yeah.
All right.
It's going to be good.
I'm ready. I'm going to just start going to recruiting.
See, you have to go back to work, whereas I can play on the computer all day long and start tagging all my friends. Say, hey, I know you used to play drums back in the day.
Yeah, I'll get Maureen to play.
Oh, crap. I need to tag another guy right now.
I'll get Maureen to play.
Hold on. Maureen, you can't have the boss.
She does sign my paychecks.
You cannot. Yeah, she signs your paycheck, and you can't have the boss.
All right, fair enough.
You can have Fred because I know how good Fred is.
He is very good. He's a legend in his own mind, as he would say. Love you, Fred.
He's a legend in his own mind. Fred's a good guy.
Meanwhile, my desk is cleared out by the time I get back to
right.
Back
you
to
get home, you're like, what?
Chelsea is now seeing.
So
right.
the question of the day.
All right, we're ready.
What are you looking forward to most for 2014? How do you build off of 2013?
I'm looking forward to going to California. Yeah. I mean, I know that seems like kind of an obvious answer, but I've never taken the California swing
really?
on drum corps before, and I've been doing this for a little while, and I've never been out. I mean, I've been to California, but not with drum corps. So
right.
I think it's just from my perspective, we're always trying to improve the member experience. We want them to have a great experience. Yes, it's about this great performance on the field, and that is part of the member experience. But we want to make sure that we're providing them with a good tour, and that they're getting fed well, that they're getting the experiences that that we want to have. At a free day in San Francisco is memories, the things that they're going to remember. Right. That's what we all sort of remember about drum corps is the people we were with and the experiences that we had. So for me, that's what I'm most looking forward to, is just building upon what we've already, done and keep making it better and better for them, because ultimately it's about the members and as Fred would say, the young people that we serve. And that for me is what we look forward to, or at least what I look forward to the most.
Clovis Rico's going to get his answer real quick, but in Clovis, you're going to have such a beautiful view of the sequoias.
That to me is just awesome. I know we got to move on here, but for me, again, the experiences that band and drum corps and my music career have afforded me are getting to travel a lot and getting to see places that I wouldn't see normally. So this is just another avenue as part of that. So, and of course, the production is going to be really awesome. We're going to have a really great show, and then we're gonna fight our way back into finals. And I'm really looking forward to seeing the corps perform at a really high level. So.
Rico, while you answer, I want him to see what page that I'm actually on right now that I'm about to post on.
All right, I see San Antonio High School marching bands. He's charging up people.
I am looking actually forward to the same thing. Looking at going to California. Really, I'm looking forward to going to the Portland, Seattle area. I really like that area. But so I don't give the same answer. I'm really looking forward to our 40th banquet that we're having this year. It's the day after Allentown, the Sunday after the show. We're combining our usual annual banquet that we have here in San Antonio, recognizing our members. We're combining that with the 40th anniversary banquet, so it's just going to be a big old fun time with a lot of alumni, all our core members are going to go, our staff's going to be there, so it's going to be great to see all those people again that we usually see every once in a while, that volunteer every once in a while, or maybe you get to see at a show, but you're running back and forth and you only get to see them for a couple minutes. It's going to be great to actually have time to sit down with them and actually talk about the Crossmen and kind of feature the corps and show off our new uniforms and everything, but also get all the old pictures and stuff from them and see all the old stuff. So it's going to be kind of a cool experience to have.
Now, have you done the West Coast?
Yeah, it was my first year in 2007. And we had championships over there at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, so we did the West Coast Tour, Denver, Seattle, Oregon, all that stuff. So it was pretty cool.
Because I think you guys came through. I think you came through Clovis that time.
Yeah.
Because I was driving down the road and I saw on their marquee DCI today or tomorrow, and I went, "Are they meaning Drum Corps International?" Yeah. And I literally went up to my friend who's a principal at that school, and I said, "Is DCI here?" He goes, "Oh yeah, their guys are coming. They're coming down the road right now. All the buses and trucks and stuff." And I was like, he goes, "Yeah, it's this weekend." It was like a Wednesday or something, and I was like, "Oh no way!" So I drug my kids to it, and of course they're going, "It's a marching band." No, it's not a marching band. It's Drum Corps International. It's a whole different world.
Well, that gives me an idea for our trivia question for next week.
What's the trivia question?
No, I'll save it. I'll save the trivia question. But yeah, we're
I'm
excited.
I'm
California.
I'm going to another page.
We have a lot of great people out there that are helping us out. A lot of people from Pacific Crest and Academy, and all those people are really helping us out traveling wise and finding us housing, because there's a lot of corps in California. There's also a lot of shows in California, but there's also a lot of rehearsal days in California. So they're doing a great job for us trying to fill all that stuff up. So thank them for that.
Very nice.
Very cool.
I'm recruiting while we're sitting here.
I see.
He's sitting there looking over my shoulder. I'm looking at all my Facebook pages. San Antonio High School Marching Band, San Antonio Drumlines. Let's go to Brandeis High School. Let's see what Brandeis Drumline.
Let's make it fair, Mark. You can look for these after I leave.
No, I'm going to do it right here in front of you.
Okay. All right.
So anyway, folks, again, thanks everybody for listening to the Crossmen. Of course, we are so looking forward to this year, as you can tell, and I'm looking forward to beating Joel and his hodgepodge of percussionists, I will say.
Yes. We're a very highly sophisticated group of percussionists.
Hold on, right there. Brandeis Drumline. Yep, let me go ahead and post on there too. Let me go to UTSA Drumline. I'm going to go to all those. Wait. DCI Snares. There you go. I got 4,000 members. Let's go ahead and post something on there. Sorry, Joel. Hey, you messed up, dude. You made the challenge. I'm getting all the DCI alumni now. Getting all the drummers. I won't put that out there. I don't want to make you look too bad. Anyway, but thanks, folks, for listening. Thanks, Joel and
Mark.
Rico, for coming in. Joel's getting nervous now. He didn't understand that I was on the DCI drumline pages and snare pages.
All
so,
right.
yeah, we're going to get a – so I have to have at least 6 guys.
At least 6 guys.
All right, at least 6. And what?
I said 6 is the minimum.
6 is the minimum. Okay.
It is $10 per person.
Yep.
Yeah, $10 per person.
Because if I have
Up
40
to-
guys out there.
Then you only have to pay $150.
All right.
So it's up to six members,
All
$10
right.
each, all the way up to 15, and then it's just a $150 flat fee. So I'm ready, Mark. Bring it. Thanks, everybody.
Well, thanks everybody for listening. Of course, next week we're back at 1:30 to 2:30 Central Standard Time, or Texas time as we call it, Crossman time. The Bones Hour. He's already got his trivia question for next week, but he's not going to tell us what it is. But again, every Thursday 1:30 to 2:30. Get ready, and then of course camp next weekend. We are going to be doing some live broadcasts from camp, bringing some folks on that normally doesn't get on the radio, and have them talk about what's going on and stuff like that. So thanks everybody for listening. Have a great weekend. Whatever you do, be safe. God bless. Gary, get to practicing. We'll talk to you soon. This has been the Bones Hour.